Hi, now we're back. We're going to do the actual application of the EAP. Troy's going to spray. Troy likes to cut it with 1 part denatured alcohol to 1 part sealer. It doesn't really matter whether you use it straight up or you cut it with denatured alcohol, as long as your film build at dry film thickness is around, say, 4 to 6 mils thick. So you have the resistance to stains that you need. We're going to put it over the acetone dye that we just put down. Troy's going to spray it, and we're going to go through a little bit of the prepping the product and how to handle it. This is EAP matte, but either matte or gloss should be mixed, and it should be drilled next, and Troy will demonstrate that now.
Very important on the matte, mainly because a lot of this matting agent will end up sitting on the bottom. And just shaking it and stirring it is not enough. You can't get aggressive enough with it, so the more you drill it, the more you mix this matting agent in, the better your project's going to look. You won't get any matting agent clumps. It's going to be common with matte sealers.
You're mixing a new gallon. You may want to pour off half of that gallon, mix it up really good, and then dump the initial half the gallon you poured off back in. Mix it up again. You want to make sure you do that every time you use it so the matting agent does not clump on the bottom. Otherwise, when you get towards the bottom of your gallon, you're going to be really matte. It's also important to strain the material. There is some clumping of the matting agent that no matter how hard you try, you cannot get it mixed up. So you do not want that getting, in this case, stuck in your spray gun, or if you're rolling it on, you certainly do not want to get that chunk of material in your sealer. As soon as we're done spraying this piece, we're going to show you the rolled on application as well on a different piece of concrete.
Make sure the lid's put back on really tight. I've already got another cup mixed up.
The paint strainer is a really fine mesh paper paint strainer you can get at any painting store. Sometimes the hardware stores have them too, but if not, for sure Sherwin-Williams or Benjamin Moore, a quality supplier like that, will have them. One of the notes to make that Troy is using an alcohol diluted version of EAP is that once you dilute the EAP with alcohol, do not pour it back into the container with a straight EAP. It drastically shortens the shelf life. You basically have, well, I'd say if you figured 8 hours after it's diluted to be on the safe side, you should be fine. You can do it in the morning and then use it on different pieces in the afternoon. Your application time with EAP is a little bit different than the UV. It doesn't have the instant cure. But what you can do is do what we're doing now. You're going to come in, you're going to spray a piece. Troy's going to do the first version, which is a back-to-back application. So your two choices are one application, no more than 5 minutes in between, and a second application right over it. What you do not want to do is let it partially cure for 10, 15, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever, and then put more on it. It will mess up the chemistry and the cure. Your second option is do one coat, let it sit for 24 hours, sand it, and then reapply a second coat.
So I think what we're going to do now, we've got the gun, we've got everything strained, mixed, ready to go. When you spray EAP, as Bob mentioned, there's denatured alcohol mixed in it. If you spray this, you're going to definitely want a full respirator, not a dust mask. It's pretty nasty stuff when you spray. So just make sure that you wear a full respirator. Anybody in the room that's observing or watching you, do the same as well. So we're going to take a break, get our respirator on, and then we'll come right back in and we're going to show the application of spraying EAP. We'll also do a version of the roll as well. So we'll be back.